They know we're live. We've got a Miss Ada delay. We will be with y'all in a minute. We are live on YouTube.
Hey, Miss Ada.
Are you going to say hello to the YouTube people?
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Ada.
Hey, you two people.
Hey, you two people.
You Miss Ada.
Miss Ada. Nothing like it.
We got to watch out. We got a bunch of water forgiveness.
How y'all doing?
Make it y'all.
We need to vote against that, Steve.
Yeah. Now we can get started. I'm going to.
All right. Okay, it is now official. Miss Ada says we can now begin. All people are counted and present. Thanks here. We've got Clerk Melissa Martin, Rocky Eaton, our attorney. If you would, Ward 3 Alderman Blake Nobles, if you would bless us and do the pledge.
Father God, we thank you so much for another opportunity to gather together in your name. And I pray that you give us wisdom and guidance as we seek to lead this city. Help us to best understand how to move forward on the issues that we're being handled today. And I pray that you're with the people of Petal as we move forward. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alrighty, is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
I would say, with the exception, I am going to move the comments to the beginning of the meeting.
That was two.
She may have done all that at the last one. Oh, okay, we'll get them done now. There's a first, is there a second?
Second.
I
made
This was a second.
All in favor? Steve has motioned it and seconded it. That might be passed, but it might be record breaking here. Anyway, we got a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All righty, let's go to public comments. We got a Mr. Richard Howell. Hey, okay, how you doing?
Doing good.
Wait a second, I thought it was West Fifth.
No, West.
West 4th, okay. Okay, go ahead, what's going on? Speed bumps?
Yes, sir.
Is that the cut through? I'm trying to think of, that's the cut through
Yeah, it's a
from
cut.
the light up there.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
It's a cut through there, and then also West Fifth is a cut through too.
yeah,
My main concern is that I've been living in Petal for 3 years as a homeowner, and I have several cars come down my road. One has actually had an accident, hit the telephone pole right next to my neighbor, due to speeding. Everything else, as far as people just flying down through there, my yard is probably 15 feet from my doorstep, and then it's the city road. And if my child comes running out the door and I'm chasing behind it, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to get to my child quick enough, for a speeder coming down through there. Because nowadays, you got people looking down at their phones, something could be happening to the radio or something like that, and they just take their eye off a second, and that split second, anything could happen. My main concern is I have several people on Facebook and everything as far as trying to see if we can slow down speeders in every one of our streets. I have tried to contact you on phone, but I don't know how we never got in touch. I've contacted the mayor and everything. I have been to the Petal Police Department about it. Even my slow down turtle that I bought from Lowe's got stolen 2 weeks ago.
kidding me?
Yes.
Wow.
I actually have video cameras. I took it all down to my own matters by standing in my driveway and telling people, waving them down, slow down. We have a blind child that moved in a year ago on my road. They're never gonna know, The only thing they can do is hear. And I even came forward to the Petal Police Department and said that $265, I will pay that just to have a speed bump installed right in front of my house. I ride a motorcycle. Speed bump's not what I really want to hit, but to slow them down and to save our children's lives, I would love for, something to be done about it.
We've done, and matter of fact, when you contacted me a month ago or so, we ran a directed patrol over there, and we wrote a pile of tickets over there, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
I believe 5 uniforms and 2 or 3 courtesies for speeding.
Yeah.
And to this very day, to be honest with you, I actually caught a highway patrol speeding down my
Go to
road.
there.
In his own cruiser.
And I know this is, I know on social media, this has been kind of a somewhat of a topic. And I just go back from 12 years ago when I first got on the board. Our ticket writing has been roughly pretty consistent over the last, I know, decade as well. But obviously, we've got more people in town than we did, so it's a concern for us as well. I was actually going to meet with Chief Hyatt tomorrow, and we were going to have this discussion. We haven't been real big on doing speed bumps, and obviously that'd be a decision of the board. But we have to some pretty good success done stop signs.
Yes, sir.
And they can be in inconvenient places, and just habitually people subconsciously tap their brakes at least when they're going through there.
Yes.
And like I said, I'm going to talk with Chief Hyatt tomorrow. We'll put our heads together along with Public Works Director.
Somewhere, I saw him.
Mike Tripp, though, he must be out as well, because they'll end up doing the speed bumps and the, and the thing, and it's something we're gonna take serious, and I know I'm saying this to another crowd that's actually out there listening to this, it's something we're gonna take very serious.
Yes, sir.
And at some point, and I was just speaking the other night, we just put a position in a budget that's gonna free up one of our personnel to be a little more proactive on this, but we do want to be on the front end of this as well. But I appreciate you bringing your concerns.
Oh, yes, sir.
Obviously, this is something for Ward 6 and at large as well, to talk a little bit more through.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not even necessarily opposed to possibly doing something even on a temporary basis to get somebody's attention.
Yes, sir.
As well, but obviously we don't want to be the speed bump capital of the world.
Oh, yes, sir.
But guess
I
what?
understand.
If you don't slow down, I mean, at some point you get there.
Yes.
But people not paying attention and driving, that's a problem, and I know Chief Hyatt and the PD takes that very serious.
Oh, yes,
Matter of
sir.
fact,
And we don't wanna get somebody to get hit before we do
yeah,
something.
and I look at it like this, too, on any given time, I think we have around 6 or 7 police officers that can have the ability to write tickets, so you end up getting the hot spots.
Yes.
But some of these folks need to understand that we're gonna start showing up in places that maybe they haven't seen us in the past.
Oh, yeah.
To get their attention, but I know it's something that Chief Hyatt takes very serious, and it's gonna be handled at some point, but that is part of the discussion when folks come here and tell us things like what you just told us.
Yes, sir.
And I know too, and I was concerned too on the social media side of this, is it kind of gives the drift of nothing's being done. But when you had told me, we immediately did a directed patrol, and obviously we've got other issues that they're dealing with. That's not their primary thing that they do.
Yes.
But obviously, if that's the hot topic of the day, we need to make sure we're addressing it as well.
Oh, yes, sir.
Um,
Like I said, I've got several people in other wards too that are commenting on my post. Because at first I thought about doing a petition, but I first wanted to come here. I work offshore, so it's kind of hard for me to come to these.
I was gonna ask you, but we're on YouTube. I was gonna ask you who you work for, but don't worry about that part of it. Let me give you one of my cards. I got my cell phone number on the back of that, so if you need me for anything, just let me know.
But that was my main concern,
Yeah.
is being able to come up here and talk to y'all, because I work offshore. This is my wife Alicia, and she's not very social type person, so she wasn't able to do it, and then I found out I was gonna actually be off today, so I said, let me go up there and see.
Yeah.
But I do have a petition letter
Yeah.
if I need to go that route.
Yes.
That's-
No,
I don't think
it's
that's- I don't think
being
that's-
addressed. You've
yeah.
got a way to get in touch with me. I'll be in touch with your alderman as well, to
Yeah.
make sure.
Let me get your.
See, moving the comments to the beginning, see, y'all don't gotta sit through the rest of this.
We tried to avoid it, but I think it's the
Yeah.
best way to do it.
But like I said, I don't wanna go, in full detail of the petition. I just wanted to get people to sign so we all know
Yeah.
that everybody's
Yeah.
concerned about this.
Yes,
That,
absolutely.
it's not really trying to
Well,
force y'all to.
no,
turn your
those
head.
are hot spots, and then, well, think about this too, where do those 2 streets go to? South George Street,
Yeah.
that's another spot. And we're gonna talk some stop signs on that street as well.
Yes,
But
sir.
the conversation is being had
Yes, sir.
at this level. So, but obviously it doesn't start unless residents bring some of those things to our attention. You know, you get used to being in one spot, and then what do, Chief? They get crazy in another spot, and then you, so anyway, we've got to be very smart how we do
It's,
that.
it's
I know
just like the guy that
Chief-
stole my turtle. I got him on camera. I used to see him all the time come up and down my road, but ever since he stole
He
my,
has,
he hadn't even came back.
see there?
He knows you got him though.
Yeah.
That's what it is. He knows you
That
got
is
him.
crazy. Wow.
But like I said, it was $25. I'm not gonna, record
Yeah,
that,
it's
but
terrible.
next one he tries to grab is when he's getting barred in the ground, so.
I understand. And I appreciate y'all coming out this
Thank
evening.
Oh, thank you.
All righty, Emily? Hey, what you got cooking?
Hey, Emily, what's your last name again?
Escolas,
Spell that.
Escolas.
You folks live over on Trussell, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm glad you guys remember me.
I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but I
Wow.
remember a few things. Anyway, what's up, what's up?
Impressive. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of rattle off something I wrote up, okay? So my name's Emily Donna Escolas, and I represent Unite to Thrive. Unite to Thrive is a nonprofit civic league and grassroots unity and recovery movement. Our goal is to help maximize local opportunities for engaging, educational, and healthy social activities for members of the mental health and substance abuse recovery community and populace at large. Our belief is that everyone is recovering from something, and at least we're all recovering from a pandemic. We are a group of lay leaders who facilitate conversations and cooperative partnerships with local existing organizations to streamline and maximize therapeutic social solutions. When the solution does not currently exist, we help organize, gather volunteers, promote, and fund as allows to ensure the solution is applied. Since June, we've maintained a group bike ride for recovery every Saturday at 7 a.m. on the Longleaf Trace. We have people driving in from 45 minutes to an hour away. Many hadn't ridden a bike since childhood and are now up to 20 plus miles in a ride. We've had a solid core group of riders, and all of them are doing remarkably well in their walk with recovery. James Moore of Moore's Bikes leads a group ride with local inpatient treatment facilities. And what's nice is we can give the people who are on those rides an opportunity to stay connected with cycling for recovery. Our activities are helping me tremendously already. Even my parents have commented, so that's a plus. But we had a kickoff party in August, which concluded with a 6-mile solidarity bike ride in honor of 5 recent overdose local fatalities, and 1 to honor Jeffrey Moore and the influence his family has had on the recovery community locally and the greater community at large, especially with Narcan. They've been wonderful supports. We've drafted several initiatives which stand as focal pillars. One that I'm especially excited about is gardening, okay? We have Get to Gardening, and we're gonna make it look fun. And we're gonna make people learn how to garden in a way where you make friends, where you learn a skill, where we can maximize the local produce. Because I don't know if anybody has gone on that site, but those Walmart shelves, everybody, right? So if we can have a therapeutic activity that especially like cross-generational, like whatever, it's just great. But, so then we're gonna get people moving, like in general, like physically moving. That's something I think as a community we could really focus on together and make that something that is social, distance outside, all those great things, but giving people landmarks to shoot for, goals to stretch for, and people to do it with. It's pretty remarkable. We're gonna involve music in a way that, obviously music is a unity and recovery therapeutic solution. So we want as many people to learn how to play, learn how to write a song. We have awesome people already saying yes to this. We are having concerts and things like that. We're gonna get people cooking. We're doing disc golf, we're doing pickleball, we're doing things that like people have never even tried before. So they're learning new leisurely activities to replace the poor behaviors from the past that led to nowhere, and every moment truly is a life-altering decision for a lot of people. It's a life or death decision. So if I can give somebody a bicycle and a group of people to really grow together with, that's what I want to do, you know. So I just wanted to introduce myself to the city of Petal, right, and what we've already been doing. We have a recreational therapist that hosts a walk run even, so she is even tailored towards recovery herself. And so we're just really excited to see what's happening. But it's an opportunity for partnership, for just an introduction, say, hi, this is what we've already been doing. We've been charting mileage done, you know, so we even have facts and stats. And I know we're on to something. I know this is working. And I know that I attended Americans for Prosperity over in Laurel last week. And I know that what they are doing really feeds in wonderfully to like what this is. So I just see a potential for major growth if the right key players take.
Is there a time possibly, Emily, you could drop by and maybe you and I could meet and I could present the board with some information?
I would love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since I'm handing out cards today, apparently. Anyway, let me give you this.
I've got 1 second thing that Drew's asked me to talk about.
Go ahead.
Before you do that,
Yeah.
you see that?
Yeah.
It's a God thing. This is Jim Moore's Addiction. It's a 26-minute piece. And I had it on in my car and was listening on the way here. You were supposed to be here, young lady.
Amen.
You were supposed to be here.
Amen.
Do you have a card? Yeah, just call that front number right there and set up a time and we'll get together.
We'll do it.
Dig
We're
into
neighbors,
it.
huh?
Yeah, that's fine.
Remember that?
Yeah. That's right.
Hey, and
Okay.
Emily, before you change topics that we talked about is another rising star in our neighborhood is Kelly Morgan, right over there, and she's working on a neighborhood gardening type effort, and so this is where people get together, making things happen. So
We had lunch together.
I'm sure you said
On
and we got a great river park with about 600 miles of trails, or bike trails. So,
Amen, right?
So a lot of opportunity. Thank you.
It's fun too. We don't have to make recovery like a horrible thing. As it turns out, it could be fun. Okay, so secondly, I've got a very serious topic that I brought up last time I came to the meeting. The potential for soil and water toxicity is something I feel like we definitely need to talk about, especially if we're going to be planting in soil local here. What I feel like we can make a TV show and an actual initiative, and these are, I'm just telling you my ideas, and things like that. I've already been recording groundbreaking media and content, but if we made this an initiative and started tracking data and started testing the soil and actually having a truthful narrative of what the soil is looking like, we can plant bioremedial plants, which are literally cleansing the soil. We can then elevate our crops, because if flooding is also an issue, then we need to make sure that even our produce is going to be ready for things, So I last time talked about my dogs and posted a video on Petal's Facebook page about water quality, and my sole thoughts that there is potentially an issue that potentially could be causing some harm to animals and or people. And we got the results from one of the dogs, and it is a cancer. It is, this is from the Mississippi State University College of Veterinary Medicine. It was diagnosed as a cutaneous, it's very hard to say, hemangiosarcoma, malignant, completely excised. The vet said, and this is a very long practicing vet, they had never seen a tumor like this. This was something so rare that in the history of them performing veterinary medicine, they've never seen anything like it. On Saturday, October 9th of this coming up, Saturday, is a ride in honor of Zach Little, who is what I looked up, a little kid who died of a rare cancer in 2015. I have not checked into the public Department of Health and gotten records of anything for humans, or I have honestly done nothing with this water issue since I left here. I was really hoping somebody would take it on, because I've been helping to unionize people in New Mexico and stuff that are getting poisoned in a greenhouse. It's been a lot that I've been doing lately, but. So, my big thoughts are, if you're not telling people and alerting people soon enough that they have to do a boil notice, if you've already brushed your teeth, taken a shower, and done all those things, and then you look and you're like, oh, there's a boil notice on my water, it's too late at that point, you know?
Now, we actually are doing that.
Right now?
We're actually talking about a different water system.
Wow.
Over at your mom and dad's place, they're on a different water system than us.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm on it too. I'm on the different water system as well.
I would like to, I'm just a truth person and I want to know, like, facts. What am I exposed to? What is everybody else exposed to?
Mm-hmm.
And when I talked to the underground city of Hattiesburg official kind of like about all this, they were like, oh, don't tell anybody that you're really trying to do this because you're going to step on old politician toes, you know? So it's like, they were like, if you expose a big thing, then it might make people look bad or something like that. So I was just like, okay, I don't know, I'm out of the politics game, guys. I just want to like talk facts, talk about like unity and recovery, and also make a stance that we could grow a lot of food together, and we can make our water safe and our soil safe.
That's something we can talk about whenever you come through,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I think this is a deeper conversation, obviously, not to not have it on YouTube, but
Yeah.
obviously, I don't want to be here till midnight either.
I gotta go.
But anyway, let's call me and we'll sit down and talk. I can pass any information to the board members. We can have a situation where maybe you can come to one of our meetings as well, where we have some work sessions or special meetings and have that discussion for sure.
I would love it.
I think it's an important discussion to have.
Basically, what I was just saying, gonna kind of allude to is we should filter at the house.
Yeah.
You know, and we should just get that going. So thank you guys so much for your time.
Oh.
Any questions or anything for me?
Anything?
Thanks, Emily.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thanks, Emily. Tell your folks we said hello.
Thank you.
It's getting bad. I've got 2 pairs of glasses, but anyway.
That's right there. See one.
Here we go. All righty, let's go to the, anybody else have any comments? I know that's only 2 people that signed up, and I know we moved it the last second to the top, but anyway, if y'all want to talk afterwards, obviously, we'll be here. But anyway, looking at the consent agenda, is there a motion to accept the consent agendas number 1 through 6?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Proclamations and resolutions, request to adopt proclamation naming October 23rd through October 31st, 2021 as Red Ribbon Week.
I
What's right to say? Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bids and quotes. Wow, this is a big number. There's an explanation for this though. Number 8, request to accept bid from Warren & Warren Asphalt Paving LLC in the amount of $463,883.85 for paving project at Robert E. Russell Sports Complex.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Discussion, just briefly.
Second for, okay, go ahead.
Do we have a timeline for completion of this? Just make sure we're deconflicting it with all this,
You know,
all the stuff at that complex? 'Cause I don't-
yeah, no, I know, yeah. I don't know. One thing I am gonna try to do is get them, because there was a requested, well, we heard it last night, was the requested of order of how they do it, because you don't want them to go in there and do all the parking lots at once. So I'll have that conversation with John, just so they'll kind of hit it piece by piece, so we can actually function while this goes on. I honestly wouldn't think it would be terribly long, but it isn't like an overlay where you're actually dealing with a road that's already there.
And maybe the weather's fixing to start getting better too. It'll be a weather delay, I hope.
I don't know, but having record rain right now. But anyway, good point. All in favor?
Aye.
No old business. Go to general business. Request to accept the resignation of employee number 19988 in the fire department, effective 10/5/2021.
Motion.
Discussion.
Okay. Second for discussion. Go ahead.
Chief Hendry, do we know why this employee is resigning?
$2 per hour more.
Okay.
No posted home and all that.
Okay. I just wanted to know some details behind it. I'd seen from the resignation letter, he's only been working with us for about a year?
Yes,
Okay.
He's not going nowhere else.
he's going to the fire department.
Is, on his, was he already, 1001 certified, or did we pay for that?
No, he was already certified.
Okay.
Well,
So
he can't
he's
do-
not, we're not gonna be out any money then on that?
No.
Okay.
Chief, what's the time frame? We had that thought. What's the time frame if we come in and pay for your training as a fireman, that you would end up having to pay it back as a firefighter?
2 years.
2 years? Okay.
It's been very minimal though, the training has been costing $500 because of the grant that the state fire company has. It's not been terribly expensive like it was at one time. But neither have we sent anyone to the academy because of COVID.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right.
Thank you, Chief.
Good, thanks. All righty, there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Number 10, request to grant access to PCL Construction to construct a temporary access road for work to replace Norfolk Southern Bridge over the Leaf River. Is there a motion?
Motion. There's a discussion.
Second for the discussion.
Okay, go ahead.
I think there's a document that shows what we're gonna get out of it, but again, it's about timeline, because anytime you do a bridge, you're gonna be there for quite a while. I mean, potentially even during our 4th of July celebration next year, so
Yes,
that's kind of,
definitely
it's
will.
all about deconflicting and phasing in these projects, which is good. It needs, and I think you've coordinated and negotiated some good stuff for the city, but I'm worried about the timelines.
It looks like it's gonna be around an 18-month project. They're replacing the train bridge over the Leaf River. They're gonna use our
Access.
River Park entrance to get in and out of there and get their equipment in there. What do we get out of it? Obviously, we'll be being a good neighbor, because they're gonna get back there to change it out either way, but they will, we're losing a good bit of our, there's a section, I guess it's kind of where we do our fireworks for the 4th of July. We're losing a good bit of ground over there, and they're gonna reinforce that and build it back out, because they're gonna build the road in through there, and obviously, they'll put it back like it was.
And we get to keep the
One
road,
thought
too.
is we'll actually get to keep the road. Worst case scenario, if we wanna go back what it is, I see Mike looking in, you might get some limestone out of it. But that's very important. The big thing for us is, it'd be rather expensive for us to come in there and rip wrap and restore that bank right there. So that's one of the biggest things we're gonna get out of that. And I'll actually get Rocky to draw up the contract part of that. I'll put you in touch with them tomorrow, and Rocky will get that. So we'll sign off on that and get them going. But it is an 18-month project, unfortunately. So, and I think they'll probably start sometime in January when it's all said and done,
That is-
what their hopes are.
We'll just have to work with them during the time frames that we want access to River Park, or if we coordinate for events down there, because like I said, there's gonna be a prioritization of the trucks going through there, and then if we have a city event, or we wanna host a tournament, or, a biking event, or a LARPing event, I mean, who will deconflict prioritization for that, for that park?
Yeah, I think we need to write that into the contract.
But the way that I read it, we're gonna gain a lot out of this.
Yeah,
I mean, we could potentially lose that whole backside that we would end up having to pay for.
Yeah, we're losing a ton of,
I've been
just in
back
the last little bit, we're losing a lot of land.
there. They're gonna come in and reinforce it and bring it back up so the road is very usable.
Yeah, because they're gonna take their heavy equipment on that right side, basically where to the right of where the stage is for the 4th of July.
But Valerie, if I'm not mistaken, the equipment will be sitting off to the side. It won't be in the main lot itself.
It won't, I don't think, will it?
No, for the most part, it'll be actually back there where the trestle's at.
That's the thought
Are
process.
they gonna fix that to where it's eroding now?
Yeah, that's
It is eroding
the
pretty
big
bad,
thing
okay.
that we're getting out of it.
Good.
Now, the big thing is too, if you wanted to play hardball and tell them they couldn't do it, they're still gonna get back there to that trestle and cut our access in half, either way. So, I think this is a fairly
Better to
decent
work
deal.
with them and let them do it. And
Yeah,
get it out of it.
it's a, good deal. Ultimately, with the restaurant tax, you can see some road improvements, but this kind of gets us, we want to spend money on,
Good deal.
2 years from now, you can imagine how much you've lost, and then have to put riprap and restore that. Then it
Eventually, we
really
would have to replace
change the
that.
character.
Yeah.
It changed the character of everything. There's a pretty big dip past where all that's eroding. If you get into there, I mean, you could plausibly have the river going into the river park. True. That's not what you want.
Nope, absolutely.
But anyway, we got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 11, request to obtain uninsured motorist coverage on certain vehicles from the Mississippi Municipal Service Company. If I can spit that out. Motion and a second.
Second.
Oh, and I will add that, why get that uninsured motorist coverage? Because isn't there a law in the state that we have to have insurance? On any given day, around 27% of the state's riding around without insurance. Chief Hyde, I know you probably don't ever run into that with the PD or anything, but anyway. So that's why uninsured motorist is always a good idea. And it's also underinsured motorist as well. Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 12, request to pay estimate number 3 in the amount of $27,956.50 to Warren Paving for the 2021 overlay. Motion?
Motion. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Number 13, request to adjust water services bill to 205 Star Lane Drive in the amount of $146 due to a leak.
Motion.
Motion and second.
Good,
All in favor?
All of the signs will know that one time.
You sure? Number 14, Steve, you're gonna be busy, Steve.
We didn't vote, well, not for all of them, not for all of them.
Yeah, well, I thought you should do it individually. Steve always makes sure you get one-time forgiveness, and Steve always makes sure that this is their only time. But,
I've already asked that question.
okay, oh, yeah, and then Melissa says we gotta vote. Anyway, all in favor? Number 14, request to adjust water services bill to 398 North George Street in the amount of $228 due to a leak.
Motion.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 15, request to adjust water services bill to 624 Carterville Road in the amount of $153 due to a leak. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 16, request to adjust water services bill to 10 Corinth Road in the amount of, ooh, this is a good one, $1,281.60 due to a leak.
See, that's one you need to use your
That's,
adjustment on.
motion, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 17, request to adjust water services bill to 108 North George Street, Apartment 3, in the amount of $62 due to a leak.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 18, here's another pretty good one. Request to adjust water services bill to 699 Hillcrest Loop in the amount of $566.40 and late fees in the amount of $76.24 due to a leak.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 19, request to deny the special exception for 108 Elizabeth Circle for the city to construct a road of any type and deny relief from hard surface driveway requirement per the Planning Commission's recommendation. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 20, request to approve a variance allowing 175 parking spaces instead of the required 240 for the new Hattiesburg Clinic building located at 50 Parkway Lane per the Planning Commission recommendation. Is there a motion?
Motion.
There's a second motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 21, request to approve a variance to allow an increase of 5 feet in the building height restrictions for the new Hattiesburg Clinic located at 50 Parkway Lane per the Planning Commission recommendation.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. If y'all hadn't seen the plans, that's gonna be a big, nice building too.
Question,
But we did that at the front first.
Yeah, Harold, you missed out,
I
man.
forgot to ask you on that one.
What do you ask? What do you?
About the clinic, is this gonna be something that the clinic is bringing
They're
in?
building a 3-story building.
They're actually adding on to the building and bringing
Bringing
it
it up,
up
yeah.
higher.
Bringing it up
And
where it is now, right?
which explains the less variance, they need less park, but they're not gonna have as much room.
They're fitting into a really tight spot.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was asking.
They're gonna be able to service more, they'll have more providers there now, and as Pebble grows, we need it anyway.
Right,
So as you expand the property, you also lose parking spots.
okay,
There's your variance.
See, there, we don't let everybody ask questions in the middle of a meeting like that, you
I'm
know?
sorry.
Mayor Duffy,
All right.
I wanted to ask a question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
The Roberts are here for the 108 Elizabeth Circle.
Oh, okay. Tell
And
them
they
come on
wanted
in.
to ask a couple questions.
Yeah, tell them come on
Do you
in.
want to wait till the end, or?
No, he wants you to leave
If y'all want to, we could go ahead and knock it out.
Yeah,
If
let's go
they've
and
got
knock
a few minutes, just tell them to take a deep
Okay.
breath, and then we can get them right here at the end. You give us 1 minute, we'll go ahead and finish everything else and get y'all. That probably would be better, go ahead and finish. Alrighty, I think we did vote on that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay, number 22, request to approve a variance to allow an 8-foot encroachment in the existing
21.
front setback for property located at 50 Parkway Lane per the Planning Commission recommendations. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Tony, did you do 21? You just did
Yes.
20, you didn't do 21, did you?
Oh, yeah, do 21.
You got to 21.
Did we not vote on it, or we had a motion?
No, we did 20 and voted on it, but then we got discussion a little bit.
skipped to 22.
And you skipped
See,
22.
Harold, what you've done?
Oh, I'm sorry.
We'll go back to number 21, request to approve a variance to allow an increase of 5, no, I think we did do
I
that.
think we did it.
We need 175 vote on the parking spots.
Okay, we'll do it again. And somebody on YouTube
got
will
it.
tell us that we did it twice.
We'll just do it twice.
Does that give them 10 feet?
I've
No,
got
I'm
it.
saying, okay.
42.
Oh, you do have it.
She got it
Yeah.
for you, let's move on.
I
Okay.
think it was just because
Number,
we asked about parking. We got it.
Number 23, request to approve the docket of claims for the month of September 2021. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is a motion in second? All in favor?
Aye.
Request to approve water services bill to 102 Edward Street in the amount of
You
200.
missed
That one
24.
we did skip.
Ah,
You skipped.
Request to hire Mike Shoemaker.
I can't believe Mike didn't step in and say something about this. Number 24, request to hire Mike Shoemaker as contract laborer in the street department at a rate of $13 per hour. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 25 now, request to approve water services bill to 102 Edward Street in the amount of $255 and late fees in the amount of $55.54 due to a leak. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Should that say adjust or approve?
That's what I'm wondering.
It should say approve adjustment.
So change
I'll
it to approve
second that
adjustment.
wording.
I'll
Good catch.
make my motion that too.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Alright. Number 26, request to remove stop sign at Pecan Terrace and Margaret Avenue. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Discussion.
Motion for second for discussion. Go ahead.
So the Pill School Department, one of their bus riders was asking us to remove the stop sign because whenever they're going up this hill, their older model bus, we're assuming, is struggling to get up, especially once they have to stop and continue along the way. So they asked if we could remove it. It lands squarely in between both Craig and Mize Ward, and we're kind of both of the opinion for the board to know that stop sign's kind of needed. On the other side of the stop sign is another hill going up in the other direction. It's not as steep, but it does leave you blind to the other side. And then once you top over it from accelerating, you tend to go pretty quickly through there. I think.
I would like to add, I drove a bus for years.
Mhm.
I can't wrap my mind around what I just heard.
Yeah, it was the request made, and so we're
Do you want me to withdraw my motion?
no I'm requesting everybody kind of deny it. We wanted to give an official city position
I'll
on
withdraw
it.
my motion then.
If it has to be done,
I think I would
all that needs to be done is they come around Margaret and drop down.
Let this be kind of a message to the school district. Y'all can reroute, y'all can do something, but we want that stop sign to stay.
We could just add it.
I talked to another bus driver,
Not
and he said there's no reason for
Yeah,
that,
like a motion.
unless it's a very, very old bus.
We don't know now.
Those old
Blake
ones
was,
actually have
he
some
quit,
muscle.
he
He
said.
did it for seconds. If y'all were sending both of y'all's motions, we can let it die due to a lack of a
Okay,
motion.
resend.
Yeah.
All right, guys, due to a lack of a motion. All righty, number 27 was an addition to the agenda, and it was a request to extend the final plat deadline by 2 years for the Castlewood subdivision. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
And what this basically does is, we've got a requirement in our subdivision regulations that we put a time limit on this. This is actually an improvement to the roads. It will allow the builder to basically go to the back portion of another area that he's developing and build his way out, as opposed to building on the front and taking heavy equipment through the neighborhood for the next
Tearing up that road.
several years and tearing up the road. So it just made sense, and I appreciate the board listening to that. So good job. So there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Seminars and travel. Number 27, request for Donald Wagers, Amanda Richardson, and Jasper Cross to attend the Mississippi Rural Water Association training at the Forest County Multipurpose Center on the 21st of this month, and it has a fantastic cost of zero.
Motion.
Motion.
I like that.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
And number 28, how'd this get on here? Request for the following board members to attend the board member management training in Hattiesburg on December 14th, 2021. Total cost $115 each. That is for Drew Brickson, Mike Lott, Blake Nobles, Craig Strickland, and Gerald Steele. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second for
Motion and a
discussion.
second for discussion. Go ahead.
The reason all of us sitting on here is the rest of us already have this training. So this is for the new board members, so that's the reason all of us not on it.
I would add that's a request, but we weren't asked.
Yeah.
We have to go.
It's actually something you have to do. I
It's
think
required, y'all have
They
to.
requested that we go.
So we say no.
and we'll be able to take care of Mike's job
Which means
whenever,
you don't get,
after we
We're
leave.
actually the
you have to
water
pay for
board,
it
so.
yourself.
Yeah, they call it the water board, so they will be water boarded. Anyway, awesome job. Anyway, we got a motion and a second. All in favor? Orders and ordinances, number 29, request to adopt an order hiring Emily Holder as part-time officer in the police department at a rate of $13 per hour, effective 10/6/2021. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Chief, would you like to introduce?
Hey guys, I'm
Everybody, this is Emily. Emily, this is everybody.
Emily,
Stand up and give us a speech.
if I'm not mistaken now, that's tomorrow.
In the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Fantastic. There we go.
Emily, are you, Allison Holder's sister?
No, sir.
Okay, she's got a sister named Emily,
Wrong one.
Not me.
Hope, yeah, okay, sorry.
Thank you, and as we've said before, we've kind of tried to make a habit of department heads when they hire people to bring them in, just in case we bump into them at Walmart. We want to be able to, hey, didn't even say hello to me, and, you know, yeah, but anyway, welcome to the team. Glad you're with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 30, request to adopt an order hiring Malachi Hickey full-time in the Recreation Department at a rate of $11 per hour, effective 10/6/2021.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
I think, Josh, you got him too, I think.
Josh, are you hiding behind the podium here?
Yes, sir. This is Malachi. He's been with us through Express, so he's just moving from Express to full-time.
Good.
Awesome.
with us.
Awesome. How long, Malachi, you been with us?
6 months, I would say.
I love
And you still
that.
here, we like that.
And if you see that part of it, that's one of the reasons we'd like to get folks that we feel comfortable with, and obviously you're doing a good job for us, so
Yes, sir.
appreciate that, and I guess welcome more so to the team now. Anyway, do great job for us, and if we can help out with anything, we appreciate y'all. Good job, Josh.
Thanks, Malachi.
Okay, we got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Are we voting in? We just hired you twice, I think, Malachi. I'm not sure what that means legally, but we'll get Rocky on that. Number 31, request to adopt an order hiring Casey Burrs full-time as a recruit firefighter at $10.15 per hour, effective October 6th. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Does that get us to full staff on the fire department?
No, one is resigning tonight. We'll do that.
Okay. Joe, is that him behind, right there beside you?
Yes, this is Casey Burrs.
Stand up and speak, you got a speech too.
Yeah, we're gonna start having, we need to be like 5-minute speeches or something, maybe. We can do that going forward. Next time.
Stand up, so.
That's right. Good deal, appreciate it, Casey. Glad you're on board. Look forward to you working with us.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. All righty, Miss Amy.
The Roberts wanted to.
Yeah, we were gonna go back to revisit number 19. Yeah, come on in here.
So I think we got some clarification at the last public hearing on why things are, so
Yeah.
I think rather than asking for permission for exemption from any of that,
Yeah.
what we really just want to know is, can she build her driveway on that easement?
Amy?
I defer to Rocky.
to explain to you what it is. So this is Elizabeth Circle. It was never actually finished. So I have Google Maps.
Okay, where's
So-
old, okay, here's,
This is Leeville.
Leeville, right.
And this is Elizabeth
Okay.
Circle, so it's like Gandy's out here. This was never finished. They bought these 4 lots back here.
You know, it's not.
And
Mike, let's talk at the
house
same
here.
time.
We just like her driveway to be on this easement.
You were saying something about a drainage culvert over there?
This is a picture of what that looks like.
Yeah, I've driven by it, I know kind of what it looks like. And you can kind of tell where the road was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's how you can kind of just follow it right there.
It's actually their property now, isn't it?
It's, now, according to the title opinion that their attorney got, you know, it was, he's of the opinion that this part that's not built was owned by Forest County, was conveyed to Forest County, was accepted by Forest County. I haven't double checked the minutes that he gave, but presuming that he's telling the truth, then the city would have acquired this in the annexation. To answer your question right off the top of my head, no, I don't think that you can just build on city property. Now, is anybody here gonna complain? I doubt it. But you can't adversely possess against the city.
Right.
It's part of the problem.
Right, so we just want, that's why we're trying to do
Is this where you're building right here?
Yeah, that's approximately.
Let me,
18 and 19.
let me just say one thing that I observed that I thought was kind of wrong by the person. I don't know, maybe that you bought the property from. Yeah. It appears to me, when I looked at all the property records, and I'm not a property expert, not a property attorney, that's why we had somebody else do the letter. And you had Mr. Richard, I believe.
Steve.
Yes, Richard Thomas, I mean,
Yeah,
they're
Stephen
good.
Thomas, yeah.
They've got a great reputation. But it appeared to me that you bought all of these properties, except for this parcel, from this guy. And he
Correct.
still owns this.
Yes.
And he knew that when he sold you these properties, he was selling you property that had no access.
Okay.
Right, and he gave us permission to go through his.
He gave us permission to
So how
use
does,
his easement.
so how does he have possession?
He's got a, there's a mailbox.
I've seen that, but it doesn't have your address
It
on it?
doesn't.
Well, but his son who lives here, uses it.
I got you.
And when I got 911 to give us an address, that's what they gave us.
Yes. So why he has a mailbox here, I have no idea. But as far as
So
this
did he
is,
buy any of this?
well, that's why we had your attorney look it up. According to your attorney, this was, as far as your attorney is concerned, it's only owned by the county. That was what he wrote in his letter, that this is owned by the county.
So the
Now, I
county
really-
wouldn't deed like
And we
our
get,
half to them and their other half to the people behind it?
well, I mean, I think it came to this city in the annex, when this city was incorporated in '74. So I think this is now city property.
Right.
So
But I live here, does that mean the city owns a big chunk of my backyard?
the city owns, has rights to this land where this road is,
Yeah.
according to what her
Right.
attorney wrote. So, I mean, really, I think that your access road needs to be across this property. It always should have been when he sold you the property. It's to me incredulous that he owned this big, huge block and knowing that there was no access to it. Because there wasn't a paved road there, ever, never been a paved road there. It does look like he's been cutting the grass along this line. Or maybe where the road was supposed to be when you drive by it.
Yeah, he's been maintaining it. He even put gravel down in certain little dip spot, and he's definitely been maintaining it.
So what kind of driveway are you wanting to put there?
Well, I guess we'll do a hard service driveway.
Yeah, I don't think we have a choice but to do a hard surface driveway, right? I mean, that was what the whole thing was about, was hoping we could get away with just gravel, but it doesn't sound like that's gonna be, that sounded like that was denied.
They denied it, yeah.
I'm just trying to get a clear picture, it's hard.
Yeah, you know what, I apologize, so I don't have the
You
highlighted
communicated
section on,
really well.
I don't have the highlighted section on here.
Yeah, stop them from doing work.
We're gonna drop one of these.
Yeah, on these properties
We
here,
could,
yeah,
we
so the
could
house
stop
is gonna
them.
go
That
across
doesn't mean
here.
that we have to. In other
And-
words,
and
they're gonna
I'm
build
looking to
this
build
on
the
city
driveway.
property, but this is city property, we're not using.
Land break.
I know.
We never planned to
When
build
you
it.
So that we got-
Now,
Hey, I don't have a problem.
cleared out some area. and-
Yeah, most of that stuff has been, the guy who bought the land, yeah, here, he's done most of the maintenance.
Now, okay.
We don't have enough You could either anyway.
Well, the abandon it, I mean, because we looked at this for one of the
Yeah,
pieces
it's,
of
I mean,
property,
it's
it's a
packed,
process.
it's packed
They
down.
don't
I'm
have
not
to,
worried.
they have to advertise.
What happens? It's substantial, but it is, this is what it looks like. It is grass. That is, this is.
We don't do it.
We don't have to.
This is the
Unless you guys
actual
approve
right
it. Now, there might be, it might make economic sense for the board to do it. It
Or
doesn't make
dirt now,
economic
but
sense for
that
this
is-
board to do that here.
There's no way to help it.
Yeah, because you're spending hundreds of
This
thousands
doesn't
of
cost us
dollars.
any money. This ain't costing us any money.
And it's in a flood zone. So, and you're basically doing this for one house.
I read it 3 times, like each time I went, why?
The problem is if you got banned here. Okay.
Well, but the but this property right here is owned by this guy.
I think that sounds good.
Yeah, if he sells it, which he sold all these, it didn't have access.
Yes, yeah, you are all, yeah, she's got 5 grandkids that live here and a sick husband, so we're trying to consolidate us all.
We had to advertise, we had to get a legal inspection, we had to contact all of them.
Well, I mean, the question was, can they build on here? We're not gonna stop them, but legally, no, they can't. That's the question. Where am I at? I'm we're in the same position.
Okay.
The board,
I
there's
appreciate
nothing for the
that.
board to
All
do.
right.
But there's nothing before the board right now, so there's nothing for the board to do right now.
But I can't
Okay.
issue them a permit without access. So,
But if
I
they-
can't permit it.
You cannot, right?
But if a truckload of gravel just happens to show up on that pavement, on that grass spot,
How do you go around that?
Well, I mean,
It's
I'm,
gotta be hard surface.
it's gotta be right surface, that's where we're
Yeah.
at.
I mean, it's depending on all your city ordinance is gonna be enforced. That's basically what you're at.
We would need to abandon the road, really.
That's the best thing, is if we wanted to abandon it, we
Yeah.
could go through that process.
I think that's not a bad idea, like.
We could abandon the
We're not gonna
road.
use it anyway.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, there's already a building right here on top of it.
Yeah, he did say that, somebody's already built a.
This is old, he's got 2 buildings, he's got another building that's right smack dab in the middle of it.
Does it have any access, or is that close enough to the
Well,
road?
he has access
He's got access through here, he owns
Maybe
all,
they
he
make
owns
that
all of
request
these
for the
lots.
next meeting.
for us to abandon that. Are you gonna let them not
wow.
hard surface it, or are you gonna let them, are they gonna have to hard surface it?
Hard surface, it is like the regulations.
But now when we abandon it though, isn't it just gonna go to the adjoining landowners? So that doesn't really help them. If they abandon it, none of this goes
Who has
to
these?
them.
This gentleman here, the guy who sold us the land, he owns, I'm sorry, I'm getting turned around. Yeah, he owns this, and all of these.
But these are the ones he
this
sold to
one-
you.
This one owns this.
Yeah, if we abandon it, this property goes to
Those
whoever
other
it
neighbors.
touches.
You got those big trucks.
So then it'll help
I
you.
wonder
Yeah.
if that's who he, I thought he paid
Hey,
somebody
we're
for
not gonna vote or anything tonight,
access.
let's quickly adjourn the meeting and then we'll.
Yeah, we don't need to hold you guys up. We would appreciate all you guys working.
Yes, thank you, we need to talk right.
Yeah, we didn't talk to, I think the guy we bought the land from, and,
The last thing you wanna do is spend all that money and have to redo something, pull something up.
that's why we're kinda going through all this now.
Do you have any kind of relationship with this guy?
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, he's been very, I walked up to him and asked if he wanted to sell some land, and we've been friendly since. He's been very, very amicable, very nice guy.
Hey, guys, I was just gonna let you know what that discussion was about. Basically, we're talking about access to a road that is on city, the road would actually be on city property. We stopped them from doing that, probably not that big of a deal, but we need to do it a little cleaner way. So more than likely, what you'll end up doing is we would look at possibly over the next meeting voting to abandon the property, possibly. That may not even be an option as well, but we're gonna look deeper into it as well. But basically, they're building a house as we sit here right now, doesn't have access to it. So we're trying to figure that out.
I make a motion with adjourn.
Is there a second?
Well, just, one quick note, we've been on YouTube this whole time, and I think, looking at it, it's been a tremendous increase in,
How many we just
capability,
lose?
so that you can actually see, so whatever you did, Mayor.
Oh,
and
good,
Melissa,
yeah.
Thank you for.
Yeah, Stephen was here,
Yeah,
Stephen
so
George, thank you,
appreciate
Steve.
the upgrade, I think it's
Thanks,
working,
Stephen.
so, thank you.
I was wanting it to be blurrier so we would all look better, but anyway, you work with what you got. We were filtering to make this look better. But anyway, there's a motion, is there a second to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
I mean, it might have to be a deal that they work out ahead of time, because the property's gonna go to, hey, if we can convince